What's up, guys? This is your man RJK, the sports god. Just want to give y'all a quick little video. So I saw on First Take that they had an argument on which franchise is better between the Lakers and the Celtics. Now, for people that don't know, my favorite NBA team is the Boston Celtics. Now, I'm here with my coworker Jermaine. He said that the best franchise is the Los Angeles Lakers. So I'm going to give Jermaine some time. He's going to say his opinion as why he thinks the Lakers are the best franchise. Jermaine?
The reason why the Lakers are better than the Celtics, for one, the Celtics were only good while fucking, what's the white man name? Fucking
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. That was their only good era. And their second wave of being good did not come until they had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen on that team. After that team dismantled, the Celtics were never that good again.
Whoa, first off, if I'm not mistaken, they both got the same amount of championships and whatnot, but who was the one that got their 18th ring first? The Celtics. Who has the most Hall of Famers? The Celtics.
During which season did they get their 18th ring?
2008.
And how long has it been since they had a ring?
Oh, okay. I see what you're trying to do. But also, if you want to look at the history of the Boston Celtics, obviously they have a legendary history. You got the 1960s, obviously led by Bill Russell, who has the most championships in NBA history with 11 in 13 years. Then you got the 1970s led by John Havlicek. And then, of course, just like Jermaine mentioned, you have the 1980s led by Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge, and all those guys. The 90s, we really didn't do much. But then you get to the 2000s, you got Paul Pierce, the truth. And then 2008, obviously, we had a legendary season. 2008, we won the championship with a record of 66-16. Sadly, we haven't won a championship since then. but still, though, we still have a legendary franchise.
Nobody's denying that. But the gap in between y'all winning, and first of all, half of the time when the Celtics were winning, me or you weren't alive. So don't be the guy trying to read off paperwork. Because if I sat here with you today, who would you start your franchise with? Larry Bird or Magic Johnson?
I start my franchise with Larry Bird.
That's bullshit. Why?
Because Larry Bird, for the athletic ability that he doesn't have, he is a guy with the three-point shooting that's going on these days. He would thrive. Magic, if you look back at his career, he wasn't a great shooter. He was a
better all-around player. So in today's game, who would you rather have? A person who just can shoot or an all-around basketball player? And at that point, was the first of his kind being an oversized point guard. And he beat Larry Bird in college.
I mean, you do have a good point there, but then with the era that we're in right now, it's all about shooting. Everybody shoots thanks to Steph Curry.
The style of shooting now versus the style of shooting when Larry Bird was shooting a set shot, mainly from the corner, versus Stephen Curry shooting that motherfucker from half court at any point in time.
But go ahead.
And look at ball handling. You would trust your team with a person who can only shoot the ball. You can trust Larry Bird to bring the ball up the court for you?
What about Klay Thompson? All Klay Thompson does is shoot.
Klay Thompson can handle the ball and bring the ball up the court.
But Klay Thompson, he could shoot and play defense. Larry Bird, he could shoot and play defense. And
Larry Bird cannot handle the ball. He's not a ball handler. He is only a set shooter. Defense, cool, got that. Larry Bird can only do one thing offensively. That's it.
But if you would have had the technology if Larry Bird would have had the technology now compared to the 80s, you can't tell me that Larry Bird could have arguably been a top 10
Larry
player.
Bird in a more recent NBA time frame would have been another page of story I could use.
What?
A set shooter.
Well, what about Magic Johnson? He can't shoot.
Magic Johnson is an athlete. He's an overall basketball player. Magic Johnson can handle the ball. He can pass the ball. He plays defense. He can get in the paint. He can dunk the ball. Larry Bird barely dunked the ball. He's not an athlete. He's just a shooter. He's a white boy that can shoot the ball. He used to talk a lot of shit to the black players. That's it.
But Larry Bird was that dude, though.
On his team only.
Okay. Well, let me ask this then. Since we're talking about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and I'm not taking away anything from Magic Johnson. In my opinion, he's the best point guard of all time and a top 5 player in all-time history. I'm not going to take that away from you.
Right.
But the one thing I do got to say is, in the era of, let's go to 2020, when the Lakers won their championship. The COVID ring,
The bubble.
the Mickey Mouse ring that people say.
Whatever.
Would you consider that a Mickey Mouse ring?
Man, it's basketball. It don't matter if it was in the bubble or outside the bubble. These are the top athletes in the world playing at the highest point of their careers in the NBA playoffs to get to the NBA championship. COVID, no COVID, these still the same niggas. So,
but what do you think that the Lakers would have won that championship if COVID didn't happen?
why wouldn't they? They would have had to play the same niggas. They would have been playing the same teams. What is the difference?
And plus, you got to look at the team that they beat. They beat a Miami Heat team that all they had was Jimmy Butler.
That's not their problem.
If you would say if the Celtics would have went to the championship,
They probably would have still lost.
No.
Look at what happened to the Celtics when they almost went to the championship. What was that, 2 years ago? What happened? They got their ass whooped. What are you talking about right now? Or even to revert back to what you said about Larry Bird and the style of player he is. Let's say he was in today's game. Would you trust Larry Bird to hold LeBron James?
Okay, so
Absolutely the fuck not. So don't even try to make it sound smart. And they the same size. You would not trust him to hold
they're not the same size. LeBron is a whole lot bigger.
They're the same height. LeBron's just heavier than him. And LeBron is not a great shooter either. So is Larry Bird better than him? Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
You got me there. But now the question is that now the one thing I will give you though, if we're talking about like all-time players, the Lakers got us beat. Like let's go over the all-time starting lineup. What would you put as your all-time starting lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers? Starting from point guard all the way to center.
I mean, but with a question like that, like I've told you before, I'm not gonna base it off of the GOATs. I'm gonna base it off people who I've actually seen play. And I would say Kareem at the 5.
Okay.
Shaq at the 4.
Okay.
I'll put Lamar Odom at the 3.
Okay.
Kobe at the 2.
Okay.
And Jerry West at the 1.
See, you really messed up by putting Jerry West at the 1 and not Magic Johnson. You screwed up.
I didn't screw up. You said my 5. This is what my team would consist of. Me asking you, would you start your franchise with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, doesn't mean I would start my franchise with Magic Johnson.
All right, well then let's go with my 5. So I got Robert Parrish at the 5. I got Kevin Garnett at the 4.
Getting his ass kicked by Shaquille O'Neal.
Kevin Garnett was a dog.
You talking about all time, so I'm choosing Shaq in his prime when he left Orlando.
I'm picking Shaq. I'm picking KG in my prime when he was in Minnesota dragging a sorry team to the conference finals, man.
So you telling me you think that man could face...
He won Defensive Player of the Year.
One time.
Did Shaq ever win Defensive Player of the Year?
Doesn't matter.
All right, I got KG at my 4. I got the truth, Paul Pierce I got Larry Bird at the 3. I got Paul Pierce at the 2. Because he's the only person that could try to put up a fight against Kobe.
You gonna put somebody there to try to get the job done?
Whoa.
That doesn't even make sense.
First off,
and then you gonna put Larry Bird at the 3 against Lamar Odom. The nigga used to call LeBron James before LeBron ever came.
First off, didn't Paul Pierce beat Kobe in the finals?
Yeah, but how many finals had Kobe already won? And we're not gonna talk about the sorry ass team Kobe won the championship with when Shaq left. Because Paul Gasol wasn't that good.
Whoa, okay. We going to talk about that soon someday. But I got Paul Pierce at my 2, and I got one of the most underrated point guards of all era, Rajon Rondo at the 1.
Yeah, underrated. He's a great ball handler.
Because a lot of people don't give Rajon Rondo the respect that he deserves. Because they talk about Ray Allen. They talk about Paul Pierce. They talk about KG. They don't talk about Rajon Rondo. They don't give him the respect that he definitely deserves. And in our era, he's one of the more underrated point guards.
He's not underrated. He just was never an offensively dominant player.
But like you were talking about with Magic Johnson, Rondo can handle the ball. He could defend. He could give you 8 to 10, maybe even 12 assists a game.
Shit, the one game he scored 40, so he could do it.
He's basically like a small, in your words, a smaller version of Magic Johnson. He doesn't have the same flair, but Rondo can get you buckets.
Yeah.
So that's my all-time starting lineup with the Celtics.
We'll kick y'all ass.
Whoa. If you would have had Magic Johnson, you probably would have killed him.
Why? I have a facilitator as my point guard. He's going to create a space for everybody to get the ball. Everybody on my 5 can score.
Rondo can defend, though. So he will lock down Jerry West.
And Jerry West can pass the ball to Kobe Bryant, who you got a nigga to try to finish the job covering.
Hey, Paul Pierce did beat him. He beat him. That's what matters.
Kobe Bryant still averaged damn near 30 that whole series.
But did they win?
It doesn't matter.
And if it wasn't for Kendrick Perkins getting hurt in 2010, they would have beat the Lakers again.
No, they wouldn't.
But the one thing I will let you know, the one thing I will give you, as if we're talking about duos, y'all got arguably the best duo of all time. Shaq and Kobe.
And then Paul Gasol ended up getting good, so we had Kobe and Paul.
Well, Paul Gasol was an underrated power forward. He didn't get the same.
He wasn't good the year that they won with him. He got much better after that. That was a sorry-ass team that Kobe won with.
Now, I will say the one duo, obviously, that is better than you guys, there's no argument, is Pippen and Mike.
Okay.
That's the one duo I'll give y'all. But I will say, you do get some good points talking about the Lakers, but obviously they're both historical franchises.
Yeah.
Lakers and Celtics, obviously the two best franchises in NBA history. But I want to hear you guys' opinions. Are you Team Lakers or Team Celtics? Now, obviously, if you're watching the playoffs right now, the Celtics are already on their way to the conference finals. The Lakers did
way back home.
Obviously, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs, so I don't know why he's talking. And LeBron is potentially going to lead the team this year anyway. But obviously, I want to hear what you guys think. Are you Team Lakers or Team Celtics? And keep on watching the playoffs in the NBA as you watch my Celtics win the championship and win their 19th NBA championship. My name is RJK, the sports guy. This is my coworker, Jermaine. Jermaine, tell them where they can follow you at.
Follow me on Instagram at Designer Dishes USA for all your personal catering needs, or my personal page to see how I live my life every day at main__NO, because don't ask me for shit.
All right, this is your main man, RJK, the sports guy. See y'all later. Deuces.